Nobody knows how to build this set, and I certainly don't. Hey, it's Jabbo. Welcome to BrickTsar, your home for vintage Lego. And we're going to do something we've done a few times on this channel, but it's hard to do because I'm so old. But this is a set that's not only older than me, it's quite a bit older than me. It's from 1958, set 309. They call it a church. Uh, and when we did that unboxing of the wooden box that had some vintage parts, somebody pointed out the tree was from that set, and I do believe that is this 1950s tree, two-dimensional tree, and a lot of the white bricks from the set were also in there. I already own this 1972 brick Anno 1972, and so going through that lot, I got most of the parts. The only thing that wasn't in there were all of the 1x2 windows, most of the 1x1 windows, and just a few other bricks, the 1x6s. And you notice there's some extra parts laying around. So I used the inventory from, where did I get that from? Bricklink, which I think is the one that a lot of people have used to build this. But who knows if I built it right? And you say, well, why didn't you just follow the instructions? I did. And I was moving right along. When you're doing the instructions, you get the, I'm on step one where it shows the first layer, which is basically the plates and then these first row of bricks on here. And I was like, okay, man, we're off to a good start. And yeah, and that's it. That's all you get. They don't show you the rest of the steps. So yeah, you had to figure out. Now there is an image of kind of the side front angles like this, and then they have a complete side view like this where you can kind of see the outlines of the bricks. And so you got to hope that this Bricklink or Piron inventory is correct. And I don't know. So I actually built and rebuilt this like 4 times. I watched a video of somebody else trying to build it. And I thought I was getting close, and then I ended up with extra pieces. One time I ended up with a red 2x3 plate, a brick extra. Another time I had some other white bricks. This time I had those white bricks. And you may say, how do you go from having like a 2x3 extra to white, this in red, to all these white parts extra? And each time I built it, it had the same geometry that you have here, or the same, like when you look at it, you see the same red and white elements. These are all cellulose acetate, by the way, so it's kind of loose. But there's different things, different techniques I use. I have like, there's whole, open spaces right there. I think I used one of the longer bricks to go across. I think I had used the 1x8 going across at this point, and then later I didn't. So I was trying to build it where it would look like this using all the pieces. And I don't think anybody's really figured it out. Maybe you weren't supposed to use all the pieces. And so I did try to use period correct pieces. So all of my 1x2s are the kind that don't have, well, I'll just use one of these here. There's no tubes in them. So these are all from the 50s. The set came out in 1958, so the 2x4s, there are a few 2x4s in red and white. Those do have the tubes in them from the brand new design. These are all cellulose acetate red. I'm pretty sure most of my whites are cellulose acetate, except for maybe the printed brick. Depending on where you bought this or when you bought it, there could have been different printed bricks with different things that say, they all say 1762, but I think there's 3 or 4 different versions of that. So using the cellulose acetate, they're not the best bricks, and you're like, the more I handle this, the more it gets out of whack. But it kind of gives it this old feeling, kind of, yeah, it's almost like it's actual bricks, ironically. But yeah, that is the set. I've seen other people build it, and in their builds they didn't have the windows there, and that would have taken up these 2 pieces. I could put one there and one there. Again, I can't find an image from Lego that shows the back. If they showed the back, that would greatly help with this. But so unfortunately, they do not. I'm going to turn this thing sideways very dangerously. That's kind of what it looks like from that view. That 1x6 I feel like could have gone in there somewhere. Where do those pieces fall? They fell off from back here. Yeah, it's very flimsy build. With if anybody doesn't know, the clutch power is either too tight or too loose with the cellulose acetate. And you know some of my bricks are yellowed. I like the grungy look. But very frustrating build. But there it is, set from 1958. That is 67 years ago. Wow. And again, Googling it, I found a lot of different people with their instructions. I saw custom instructions that built it a pretty solid model, but it used bricks that wouldn't have been in this. 1x4s. I don't think the 1x4 existed when this set came out originally. Possible, and if it was in stores for a few years, maybe they could have switched it up. But yeah, I've talked way too much about this little tiny set from 1958. Don't have the box, obviously, but I think it's pretty cool that I was able to piece most of it together from that lot that I bought just for the box. So at the end of this video, I think we'll cover a couple of things. I got a couple of packages in the mail. Got this priority mail. This is from, I think, eBay. Well, be careful opening it. It's one of those items that I may have it, but I wasn't 100% sure. So I decided to go ahead and get it since the Death Star is coming out. It's this Death Star wheel. On one side, it's like Hasbro toys. On the other side, it's the Lego Death Star. And this is from the 30th anniversary, not of Star Wars, the Lego Star Wars. It's 30th anniversary of Star Wars. So this would have been from, what, 2007? Yeah, 2007. It says right there. So just a neat little item. I need to get this, put this in a binder somewhere. And I feel like this kind of opens up. But I'm going to leave it in this packaging here. And I still haven't built that Death Star. A little piece of memorabilia from Toys R Us. Collect them all. He's got it's a wheel. That's what it does. You can go, and it's got a little wheel where it can show you what each item. Oh, Biggs Dark Lighter. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, and then I guess they got images of different Star Wars sets too under the wheel. So you got to spin the wheel. Big money, big money. Okay, yeah. So that's what I got right there. Very nice seller too, by the way. I'll save that cardboard for when I ship stuff. And then we're going down another dark rabbit hole here. That's what this other package from eBay is. I wonder where people get these eBay tape. This is a very dangerous dark rabbit hole. It's going to be very different from what you've just seen. We're doing the Primo stuff. This was a bulk lot of, I think, 4 or 5 Primo figures. And I got it mainly for this guy here, I think, with the Beatles haircut. I think those are pajamas. I think I already had this guy. I thought I had this guy, but there are actually 5 different figures, even though these 2 look similar. They're different. One's got overall straps, one doesn't. And then this guy. So I am working on getting all of the Primo figures. So as I work on acquiring them, I'll do some updates. I'm still looking for the ones that I already have. I do not know where I put them. Again, I mentioned this in the last video, I think, or one of the recent videos, that I saw them in a previous video that I did with Milo. I just don't know where we put them. So I'll keep looking. Wow. What a contrast. That and that. And that is HO scale. So the little HO scale figures would fit in there. I'll get one to kind of show you. It wouldn't fit in there, but it's kind of like that's HO scale. See, those are supposed to be doors. He might hit his head on the door. Anyway, thanks for watching. That's a little bit of everything for today of what I was working on. I did ship out 3 packages today, 2 boxes of sets from eBay. So that's more is going out than coming in. That's what the goal is. And as we slowly organize the collection.